Hi, Henny, how are you? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, I'm Teknikolour. Today, I have a mid-century modern build to share that's conveniently located on the mid-nowhere lot in Get-Together's Windenburg. But unlike last week's video, this is most definitely not a limited pack build. If you're looking for more fun Sims builds like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like to help support my content in a really big way, you can use my EA creator code, Teknikolour, at checkout on the EA app when grabbing Sims packs or even other EA games like Split Fiction or Dragon Age. It gives me a small 5% commission at no extra cost to you, and it really helps me continue making content like this full time. So often, I end up building in 3 out of the very many worlds in The Sims 4. Brindleton Bay, Copperdale, or San Sequoia, which is kind of funny because my current legacy challenge is literally pack-based. So each generation is focused on a specific world. However, when I'm building for fun, I tend to just gravitate towards those 3. I don't know. Either way, I've decided that I need to start branching out and building in other worlds, which is why today we're in Windenburg, which is probably in my next group of worlds that I typically build in. I built this 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom home on the mid-nowhere lot on the Crumbling Isle neighborhood in Get-Together's world, Windenburg. This is a 20 by 20 lot, and I think it's kind of funny because the actual house itself really only occupies maybe half of the lot. But there is a backyard with a pool and dining space. At least next month, we'll get our next expansion pack, Enchanted by Nature, and I'll have a new world to build in. I have to be honest, I think I might be in the minority here, but it seemed like so many people were practically demanding fairies as one of the next packs, and I was not very interested. In fairness, The Sims 4 was my very first introduction to The Sims, so I don't have that nostalgia of playing with fairies from previous games. So when they started teasing fairies actually coming to this pack, I did not share your excitement. That is, until the teaser trailer dropped last week. I reacted to it live on my Twitch channel, right before diving back into playing with my legacy family, and, well, I'm excited now. To me, it seems like Enchanted by Nature is definitely going to have some synergy with other packs, namely Realm of Magic. I really hope that we'll finally have something in build mode that works well with Realm of Magic's build buy, because I feel like it's so difficult to design these magical builds with just a single game pack. Plus, I'm intrigued by having the new fairy occult, and honestly, I don't know what to expect by that. If you'd like to see my thoughts on Enchanted by Nature when it launches on July 10th, please feel free to subscribe here on YouTube and drop a follow over on my Twitch channel. I'll drop the link down below, because I'll be checking out the pack in early access and likely be spending the entire week playing with it. I know a few of you have already used my creator code to pre-order it, which I am very appreciative of, but I should mention, I'll be doing a giveaway of Enchanted by Nature on release week, thanks to EA. So just another reason to follow my Twitch channel. And now I promise I'll stop plugging myself. Back to this build. I knew that I wanted to make something much more modern and mostly white with black accents. Clearly in my mind, that meant that I should immediately start pulling out items from Horse Ranch. Just stick with me here. I promise it will all come together. Though I definitely did start off with some of the more rustic finishes before scrapping them for more appropriate options. The Horse Ranch windows, though, really are the star of the build, because I truly love the white framed windows with black accents. I know we have a couple of similar options from other packs, but these windows were just calling to me. Plus, I tied in my Horse Ranch delusion with the same pack's stair railing. This way the windows totally work, right? Okay, I actually was fully embracing the horse girl fantasy for some reason, and even started furnishing the living room with the pack before I changed my mind and went with refined living room, businesses and hobbies, and eco lifestyle. Again, trust the process. I also went with the new base game kitchen cabinets again. I'm sorry, I just can't resist them. I did pair them with the Home Chef Hustle appliances, which I also tend to overuse, but yeah, I probably should start building out of my comfort zone. In the living room though, I wanted there to be a sort of drop zone when you first enter the house, almost like a little library area or something. But because I use these tall windows, I wasn't sold on anything I tried until I took out the refined living room coffee table. I put two next to each other in the front, to the side, to sort of act as a little bench or shelf, and I personally think it helps pull the room together. And with the fireplace area, it adds this separation from the kitchen and dining area. The fireplace is inset in a little alcove with the same walls as the stairwell, but with those wooden slats. I fully embraced the light wood in this build, which was very difficult for me as a dark wood girly. I think because there's a lot of neutral colors here though. The light wood really shines, and when there is a pop of color, it stands out more. Since I was avoiding dark wood, the dining table just looked so bland when I was solely using the table and chairs from businesses and hobbies. Once I swapped the chairs out for the lightish wood chairs with dark leather straps from growing together, it feels so sleek to me and really grounds that area. Originally, I was kind of worried about the open floor plan because I despise open floor plans. But here, this feels like 3 distinct spaces, even though it's one room, and I don't mind the openness. I ended up cutting a lot of footage from this video that was directly related to my severe inability to make any sort of decision when it comes to stairs. I wanted the stairwell to be open, then closed, then open, then on a platform, then semi-closed, then honestly, I think I legitimately just stopped building for a bit and stared at this area for a while because there was just a whole long pause in the footage where I just did nothing. But truly, once I decided to use an open staircase with a little garden underneath, I think the building itself just sold itself to me. I love that the stairwell is on a little platform, and I adore that I use the sleek bathroom kit's glass dividers, sunken into the ground using the tool mod, to sort of create a tiny fence. I love the wood tile looking wallpaper I used. I'm actually pretty impressed with my choices with this build because it feels super cohesive and kind of unlike what I typically go for, even though I kind of used everything I typically do. Figuring out the second floor though, between the staircase indecision and trying to space out 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and not have the whole floor looking funky, it looks so simple now that it's done, but I definitely did not have fun here. Some more time than I'd like to admit. In the end, I think the darker walls on the inside space really helps tighten up the space. Does that make sense? I just think it sort of makes the hall feel a little smaller and not as oddly shaped. And by having the wallpaper also continue into the bedrooms, but only on the walls shared with it, meaning the hall and the bathroom, it just tightens it up. I hope you know what I mean. But I decided to make the primary bedroom into a gay couple's room. So I'm using some of the beautiful new Pride items we received in a recent update. I think it's mostly just the bed and some wall and art frames, but I was just pretty pleased with the overall color scheme and how I softened some of the clean lines of the room itself. Not sure if that's partially due to the texture, like the rugs or the softer color palette, but I was happy with it. The teens room in the back also brings together high school years with the pastel pop and comfy gamer kits. I don't think pride was really a theme on my mind when furnishing these 2 bedrooms, but I can also see this bedroom as being for a trans teen too. So I'm thinking this is also a really great build to have made during Pride Month. For the exterior, I originally wanted to have a sort of stepping stone pathway from the back door into the yard, but I don't think my initial ideas would have been functional, so I sort of just kept the whole backyard raised on the same foundation, which I think works. I feel like I wanted this to be a little bit like how you can use terraforming in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and your character will just hop from each space, but we don't really have anything like that in The Sims 4. So, I don't know. I guess I could have just used like actual stepping stones, but I don't know. I struggled here for a while. It ended up being a lot less space than I thought it would be, but I was able to fit in a pool, outdoor kitchen, so a grill, cabinets, and a table, and some loungers. It might feel a little strange, but I also played around with using a fountain as a kind of moat or something. I don't know. It just felt like the right thing to add here. Plus, there's still a tree and some landscaping to help soften the place up a bit. However, we're nearing the end of the speed build now. So why don't we hop into the game and I can give you a little tour. But here we are on the mid-nowhere lot in Windenburg, and this is the house. On the first floor, you can see that there is the backyard area, and then we have this pathway up to the front door. You walk inside and are greeted with the living room. There is the stairwell to go upstairs. There is, of course, a little bathroom in here. And we've got a kitchen and dining area, and then just access into the backyard. Heading upstairs, you have this little landing space, and you have the teens bedroom over here, and the primary bedroom down here in the front, with, of course, the full bathroom up here. And that is basically the entire build. Don't forget to use my creator code Teknikolour if you're planning on pre-ordering the new Enchanted by Nature expansion pack out July 10th, or any other Sims packs. While it isn't a discount code for you, it does help take a small portion of your sale out of EA's pockets and help support my channel and keep content like this coming. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to download this build, you can grab it off the gallery using my EA account ID, Teknikolour. Drop a comment down below with your favorite part of this build and what world you think I should build in next. Plus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. But I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.